Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Northern Soul Reaper and I hope that everyone is staying indoors, staying safe and catching up on that backlog of manga and light novels. Definitely not buying more and adding to the ever-growing pile, right? And I've seen you asking, I've seen the comments, asking me when it's going to finally appear. Well, I'm here to tell you that the time has finally come. It's time for another haul video. Yes, these are my manga and light novel pickups for the month of April. Now, before we get started, I have just hit 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported the channel so far. I would love to push that number up to 150, maybe even 200. If you like these kind of videos, if you're into anime and manga, please consider liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to get my content as and when it comes out. Thank you so much. So let's get right into the haul. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that I picked up is the Quintessential Quintuplets Volume 5. This is a series that I am thoroughly enjoying. I haven't picked up any more than Volume 5 so far. I'm just sort of picking it up slowly and reading it as I go along. Absolutely adore the characters. It's a great setting and it's just a really nice, fun romance story. As I've said previously, Miku is still best girl. Nothing in Volume 5 has changed my mind on that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the Quintessential Quintuplets. As I've said before, I would say pick up Volume 1 and give it a go. It's really, really fun. I think there's a lot to enjoy if you like just a light-hearted romance story with a lot of comedy in it as well. So that is the Quintessential Quintuplets Volume 5. Okay, so the next title that I picked up is Yona of the Dawn Volume 2. Again, I haven't picked up any more of this, but I have read Volume 1 and 2 now, and I will definitely be picking up more as I go. If you don't know, Yona of the Dawn is a shoujo title. It's published by Viz under their Shoujo Beat label. It follows a young princess, Yona, who is forced to go on the run after her father, the king, is murdered and his kingdom is usurped, and she is forced to go on the run with this gentleman here who is called Hak. He is her personal guard and he looks after her on this journey. I'm really enjoying where the story's going. It's not your typical shoujo story, but it does have romance elements as well. Give this a read if you want a shoujo title that's really, really unique and different. So next up, I picked up Laid Back Camp Volume 8. This is the one that I had on pre-order for quite a while, and actually one of my pre-orders was just cancelled on the day it was meant to be released, so it didn't get sent, so I had to reorder it again. And luckily though, another online retailer saved the day and I was able to get Laid Back Camp Volume 8. I have nothing but praise for this series. It's just a really fun, chill slice of life story all about camping. All 8 volumes have been absolutely fantastic so far. The characters are great and the artwork is stunning. Afro does a really good job of putting you in the landscape, really showing off, like, Mount Fuji in the background there. There's some brilliant 2-page spreads of just entire environments and it really steals the show at times. Can't recommend Laid Back Camp enough if you want a nice chilled slice of life manga. I'm hoping to do a more in-depth review on the series in the future, so look out for that as well. Next up is adding more to my collection of the Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal editions. These continue to be just absolutely beautiful volumes. This is, like I said in a previous video, if you're going to collect Full Metal Alchemist, I can't imagine a better way to pick up the series. These editions are absolutely gorgeous. The pages inside are like a gloss. They've got a really lovely quality to them. The whole package just oozes quality when you pick it up and feel the weight to it and look at the page quality. And obviously the story of Full Metal Alchemist is one that is absolutely fantastic and everyone should give it a go, whether that be through reading the manga or watching the excellent Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is a very faithful adaptation to the manga, and I'm really enjoying that. So I would definitely recommend giving Full Metal Alchemist a go. I also have Volume 4 of Full Metal Alchemist. So I've picked up 3 and 4 to add to the collection. This one features Hawkeye on the front, taking aim at some unseen enemy off to the distance. Once again, this is just a beautiful, beautiful edition. I really like the different colours that they use for each volume, and as I said, that paper quality is just amazing, unparalleled. I haven't seen a volume of manga, I haven't picked up a volume that has just got so much quality in it. So my next pickup is all in one series, and there's quite a lot of them. If you've watched my last month's reading roundup video, you will know what it is. So I picked up volume 13 of Assassination Classroom. I absolutely love the covers of these. Every one is different and they're just all so really cool. I also picked up 14 of Assassination Classroom with a camouflage look, and if you look you can see that Koro-sensei is in all of the patterns. I really like that. All of the different volumes have some sort of twist on whatever pattern that they're doing. So that's volume 14. We've got volume 15, which is a sort of like a metallic purple, which is a really nice colour. I really like that volume. That's volume 15. We also have volume 16 with a tartan pattern to it. So that's volume 16 of Assassination Classroom. Volume 17 with a slightly worried looking Koro-sensei. He doesn't look like he's doing too well there. That's volume 17. Volume 18, which is one of my favourite covers. The cherry blossom pattern with Koro-sensei's, all of the different petals, is just beautiful. This is definitely one of my favourite covers. We also have volume 19 of Assassination Classroom with just the pitch black, with just the eyes, which is quite unsettling. Volume 20 of Assassination Classroom. Now this is, for anyone who's read the series, this is the volume. This is the one that absolutely got me. I was reading this and got to a certain chapter and just completely broke down crying at it. It's just one that just packs such an emotional punch. And then we have volume 21 of Assassination Classroom. This is the final volume. So as you can see, I now have a complete collection of Assassination Classroom. Managed to finally complete the entire collection, and I've also read the whole thing, which I'm really happy about. So I've now watched all of the anime, which is actually what got me into the series, and I've picked up the entire manga collection. It's taken pride and place on my shelf. It's one of my favourite series of all time. It's a really great, it's not even for like a shonen title, it's not very long. 21 volumes is a nice contained story, and you know, once you've got those 21 volumes, you've got the whole thing. So I would say to give Assassination Classroom a go if you want something that is full of battles and fighting, but also has just an immense amount of heart and really knows how to tug at your emotions. That is Assassination Classroom. Definitely one of my favourite series. I'm so glad that I finally have the whole set totally together and on my shelf. So next up, I picked up a box set released by Viz. This is a one that I watched the anime. I've completed the entire anime. Me and the wife have watched the entire series, and I've got to be honest, I enjoyed it, but there's so much that I was constantly googling things, like, just because it seemed that I almost felt like I'd missed an episode here or there, or I'd missed a character being introduced. So what I found out was that the manga actually goes into a lot more depth than the anime, so I knew that I had to pick it up, and I was really fortunate, and I found a seller on eBay who was selling, it's like an online marketplace that has an eBay store, and they had, for almost half price off the RRP, I think it was actually more than half price off the RRP. So I picked up the entire box set, and it came, and I've read about 4 volumes of it, and it actually is starting to become one of my favourite series. I thought the anime was really good, but there are things that are just left and not explained, and when you read the manga, it really goes into more depth and fills in those gaps. So the manga, I feel, is the best way to experience the story. So that series is, without keeping you hanging on any longer, I picked up Tokyo Ghoul. This is a really great box set, and I got it for a really good price as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the box up on camera, but I'm going to move things around so that I can get a bit of a better view on things as we go. Okay, so here is the box. I absolutely love the packaging on this. It has some lovely artwork all the way through, and then these are sort of taken from the covers of each volume, so you can see they're volumes 1 to 14. This is the entirety of Tokyo Ghoul, the complete box set, which includes volumes 1 to 14. It does not include any of Re. I am hoping that soon, because I know that the last volume is due out, I'm hoping that we might get another box set for Re. But I'm not hopeful, to be honest. If by the time I've finished this series of the original Tokyo Ghoul, if there hasn't been anything announced or anything, I'll probably just start picking up the individual volumes, because it's something that I want to read and finish the entire story. Now, this is just a nice box. I don't know if I'm going to keep all of the volumes in the box all the time. It could be that eventually I'll just take them out and put the box in storage and have the volumes on the shelf. At the minute, the box is kind of sitting on the shelf, kind of in front of everything else, so we'll just see. So let's crack this open and start taking a look. So you can see there you have volumes 1 to 14, all nice and packaged, complete box set written across the top there. I really like the Velcro, it's a nice touch, it keeps everything nice and compact. There's no fiddly tabs to tear or anything like that. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's take a look. First up we have volume 1 of Tokyo Ghoul, which has on the front Ken Kaneki, who is the main character of the entire series. I really like the covers on these. The art style is like a kind of like a watercoloured matte kind of style. I think when I reviewed Children of the Whales, I commented that it had a similar kind of style for the covers. Yeah, this is volume 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. Ghouls live among us, the same as normal people in every way, except their craving for human flesh. Fantastic premise, sets up the entire series, and it's so good. It follows Ken Kaneki as he is thrust into this ghoul underworld for reasons that I shall not get into in case I spoil things, but yeah, he finds himself wound up in this world, and kind of it's a great look at people on both sides, good and evil, or perceived good and evil. You know, is one side better than the other, because it follows the ghouls and the anti-ghoul task force, but it explores that, you know, both sides just want to live, and it also looks at the human mind and how easily we can be pushed over the edge. It's a really great series. The artwork is really good as well. I felt like the first volume, the artwork was kind of, when it was in its infancy. It definitely picks up in the later volumes as the author and the artist kind of find his feet going forward. But yeah, volume 1, really good read. We have volume 2, who has this has Toga on the front, which is Toga is my favourite character in the series. I think she's fantastic. She's just a really likeable character. She's got a lot of attitude, but underneath all of that, I think she's a really great character. The reasons for why she acts the way she does, I think, are justified, and finding out her backstory is really good as well. So that is volume 2. Volume 3 has Hinami on the front, another great character. And then we have volume 4 with Shu Tsukiyama on the front. Fantastic character in both the anime and the manga. I think that the English voice actor in the anime just did a fantastic job bringing him to life. There are some absolutely just hilarious moments with this character. He is just as mad in the anime as he is in the manga, and there is he's that character that you hate to love or love to hate, you know, whichever one. Next up we have volume 5 with Rize on the front. Rize is sort of the catalyst for everything in the entire series, really, that happens to Ken, without going into spoilers. We also have volume 6 with Juzo on the front. He is part of the anti-ghoul task force, and he is an absolutely fantastic character. His arcs in this series and then in Re are brilliant to watch. We also have volume 7 with a character on the front that I'm not going to say who it is, just for spoilers' sake. We also have volume 8 with Ayato on the front, Toga's brother. Volume 9 with Akira Mado on the front, another member of the anti-ghoul task force, and on the back, Kotaro Amon, her work colleague. Then we have volume 10 with Naki on the front. You don't get to learn very much about this character in the anime, so I'm looking forward to kind of getting a bit more of a backstory to him in the manga. We then have volume 11 there with another unnamed character, and volume 12 with, I believe this is Uta on the front, another great character in the series, and that is Yomo on the back. Okay, so next up we have volume 13, which has Arima on the front. Again, as with some of the other characters, this is someone who in the anime I don't feel like we got a lot of time with. You just sort of appeared. So I'm looking forward to seeing this guy a lot more in the manga and learning a little bit more about what he's all about. So that's volume 13. And finally we have volume 14, the last volume in the series. I really like the artwork on these covers. I just think they're beautiful. There you go, final volume. So that is the last volume of Tokyo Ghoul. And as a little added bonus for the box set, you get a double-sided poster. I'll see if I can open this out. So on this side, you can see there, and on the other side, I really like this particular one. I might have to put this up on my wall. That looks really cool. Okay, so this is the complete box set, all 14 volumes of Tokyo Ghoul. Like I say, I've just finished volume 4. I'm taking a little bit of a break from it just because I'm reading some other things. This is an absolutely fantastic series. I would say that if you enjoyed the anime but you want a little bit more depth, want to get to know the characters a little bit more, I would seriously consider picking up this box set in particular. If you can get a good deal on it like I did, you know, like I say, I picked it up for less than half price. It makes the volumes, you know, a couple of quid. It's absolutely fantastic value for money for what you're getting. A complete series, it can sit nicely on your shelf, and to boot, it's an awesome story. Really enjoy Tokyo Ghoul. Cannot recommend it enough. It is definitely becoming one of my favourite series to read. So I'm going to pack all this up, get it out the way, and we'll continue on with the haul because we're not done yet. I've got some more things to show you guys. Wow, the box set's all packed away and all my other pickups are on the table as if by magic. So the next things that I picked up are all light novels, so let's take a look at those. Picked up volume 2 of So I'm a Spider, So What? And I immediately read the entire thing, and just as I almost at the same time that I put down this volume 3 turned up in the post. I actually ordered them together, but they came separate. This is something that I've found with a lot of the orders that I've placed post lockdown. A lot of them are just being dispatched individually, even if I'm ordering them in bulk. So I'm a Spider, So What is an absolutely fantastic series. I can't recommend it enough. It is an isekai that follows a young girl who's reincarnated inside of the largest dungeon of another world as a spider, and it's all about her going through the dungeon, fighting massive monsters and leveling up. And at the same time, it also follows some other people on the surface world, some humans, and it's just absolutely fantastic. If you don't fancy reading the light novel, if it's not your type of thing, but you like that kind of story, I would check out the anime, which is coming soon. It's getting an anime adaptation. I also have a review of volume 1 if you want to know a little bit about volume 1 and whether it's something that you might be interested in reading. I'll leave a card or a link to that video for you guys to check out. Yeah, So I'm a Spider, So What? I'll definitely be picking up more volumes of this very soon. The next pickup is The Saga of Tanya the Evil, volume 1. This is a reincarnation story again, but it tells the story of someone who was reincarnated during World War II, I believe, and it is an alternate history. And also, one thing I noticed when it turned up is this is thick. This is a chunky light novel. I mean, I'll put it next to So I'm a Spider, which is quite thick itself, but you can see that Tanya the Evil is quite a bit thicker than that. Really looking forward to reading it. So the next thing, I got this for about £2 in Wordery's massive sale that I think is still ongoing. They're selling off a lot of light novels and manga. I picked up Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies Moved to a Starter Town. Don't really know much about this series. but I just saw it and I thought the cover looked really nice, and for a couple of quid I didn't think I could go wrong, so I'll give it a go. I think there's a second volume coming out soon, so I'll have to get on reading that as well. The final light novel that I picked up physically is one that I pre-ordered. I saw this advertised on Twitter from Yen Press, and I just liked the look of the cover, so I just thought I'd pick it up. That is Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elena, Volume 1. Don't know much about this at all. I just thought it looked fun. It also, when something starts with "it's not about the destination," I know that it's a nice journey that she's going to go on, and I like those kind of laid back things, so I thought I'd pick this one up. That is it for my physical pickups. I have some digital pickups to show you guys, so we'll move on to that next. So these digital pickups, a lot of them are basically volume 1s from Kodansha. At the moment they are doing a volume 1 sale for a lot of their series, so I went on and picked up a few of these. I think I bought them through Bookwalker. I think it's on Comixology and Kindle as well, but I mean, it works out at about 109 yen per volume, so it's next to nothing. So I picked up quite a lot of these. So the first thing that I picked up is Volume 1 of City by Kiichi Aoi, sorry. I don't know anything about this series, but I just like the look of the cover, so I picked up Volume 1. It looks very kind of nonsensical and whimsical, so I just thought I would pick it up and give it a read. So that is Volume 1 of City. So the next one that I picked up is Cells at Work Code Black. This is a spin-off from Cells at Work, and instead of being inside a healthy body, all of the cells are working hard inside of a body that just doesn't take very good care of itself. So it's a bit more of a comedy series looking at what happens to the inside of your body when you just treat your body like crap, basically. Next up, I picked up My Wife is Wagatsuma-san. This tells the story of a man who manages to travel forward in time, and he discovers that he is married to the most popular girl in school. So it seems like a comedy series that's looking at that. Haven't read it yet, but it just looks like one of those ones that I'll kind of sit back and enjoy. Bit of a more of a laid back story. So my final pickup in the Kodansha sale is Wotakoi Love is Hard for an Otaku. It tells the story of two characters who work at the same company and are dating. They are both otaku. I believe that the girl is secretly an otaku, and it sort of follows their love life because, as the title says, love is hard for an otaku. Seems like a nice, fun, light comedy series, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. And that's all for today's haul video. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I've picked up this month. Let me know in the comments below what you've been reading and collecting. Have you started any new series off, or have you got that last volume in a series that you were collecting, finished off a whole series? Let me know. I really like to see what you guys are reading in the comments below. Once again, if you like these kind of videos, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. As I said at the start, that is the best way to get these videos as and when they come out. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I've been Northern Soul Reaper, and until next time, goodbye.